Speaking to Sky News, the policy director of Independent Diplomat claimed fears a military attack in Syria could spark World War III are unfounded and they delay putting an end to the killing of innocent civilians. Mr. Rasher added the Syrian conflict was the main reason behind the escalating terrorist threat faced by the Western world. He said, "The reality is pretty clear for people to see. I mean, if you look at the people that you see on your screens that have died over the last 7 years. It's caused a massive refugee crisis, and the terror threat that we face in the West is a result of the chaos that we have in Syria. So we do need to get to grips with it, and the first step of getting to grip with it is stopping the indiscriminate killing of civilians. So I don't really accept the idea that somehow by trying to tackle that we're going to kick off World War III. There's no evidence for that. Last year's strikes didn't cause a retaliation." Sky Getty Syria News, stopping Assad is right, legitimate and legal, claims security expert Reza Afshar. The Russians know full well what the actual balance of power is here. What we need, really, is to deter not just the attack, not just the use of chemical weapons, but we need to deter the use of warfare generally. A suspected Syrian poison gas attack killed at least 60 people and injured more than 1,000 others in Douma on Saturday. Reports suggested more than 500 people, mostly women and children, were taken to medical centers with difficulty breathing, foaming at the mouth and burning sensations in the eyes. The attack comes almost exactly a year after a chemical atrocity in the northern Syrian town of Khan Sheikhoun killed dozens of people. I don't really accept the idea that somehow by trying to tackle that we're going to kick off World War III. Reza Afshar breaking a self-imposed 48-hour silence to announce America's response to the alleged attack. U.S. President Donald Trump wrote on Twitter, "Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia. Because they will be coming, nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. Our relationship with Russia is worse now than it has ever been, and that includes the Cold War. There is no reason for this. Russia needs us to help with their economy. Something that would be very easy to do. And we need all nations to work together. Stop the arms race." Prime Minister Theresa May held telephone conversations with the U.S. President and French President Emmanuel Macron, during which the trio agreed the international community needed to respond to uphold the worldwide prohibition on the use of chemical weapons. A Downing Street spokeswoman said, "The Prime Minister held separate telephone conversations earlier today with Mr. Trump and Mr. Macron. They agreed that reports of a chemical weapons attack in Syria were utterly reprehensible and, if confirmed, represented further evidence of the Assad regime's appalling cruelty against its own people and total disregard for its legal obligations not to use these weapons. They agreed that the international community needed to respond to uphold the worldwide prohibition on the use of chemical weapons. They agreed they would continue working closely together and with international partners to ensure that those responsible were held to account." Mr. Trump, backed by Britain and France, has proposed military action against the Syrian regime in response to the suspected chemical attack. Russia has been at odds with the U.S. after it warned against military action in Syria following the suspected chemical attack.